Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. No importa la hora que sea, siempre es un gran momento para estudiar español. All right, here we go. Learn Spanish fast with Profesor Pablo. Rápido, rapidísimo. Our lesson today is when to use the preposition por. You've all heard of por and para, and most people when they learn Spanish, they think that por always means for and para always means for in translation, but they don't know when to use por versus para. We're going to find out that por and para can mean a lot of different things in addition to meaning for. Let's take a peek here. Por, these are the reasons why we use por. These are some verbs that we use por after them. And then here are some expressions that we use por with as well. There are many more expressions and usages of por than there are para. And your language learning module, as you start hearing them, it's going to compartmentalize them in the compartment for por. Let's see what we have. For exchange. Okay, so if I want to say, I'll give you my camera for your phone, te doy mi cámara por tu teléfono. Right? There's an exchange. The phone's coming this way and the camera's going that way. I'll give you $1 for that book. Te doy $1 por ese libro. You get the dollar, I get the book. That's your exchange. Duration of time. For an hour, por una hora. For 10 minutes, por 10 años. We lived there for 25 years. Vivimos allí por 25 años. Por un momento, just for a moment. Por mucho tiempo, for a long time. Por poco tiempo, for a short amount of time. Duration. Per day. They pay me $80 per day. Me pagan $80 al día or por día. Por noche, per night. Millas por hora, miles per hour. Millas por hora. For the first time, por primera vez. For the second time, por segunda vez. For the third time, por tercera vez. For the first time, por primera vez. Due to and because of, they're interchangeable. Due to the rain, we can't play. Por la lluvia, no podemos jugar. Due to lack of funds, they're not going to build the building. Por falta de fondos, dinero, no van a construir el edificio. Due to, because of. Gracias por, it's always thanks. Why? That's an exchange, right? You get the thanks and I get whatever the favor is, right? I say, gracias por tu ayuda. I get your help and the exchange is you get my thanks. Gracias por. Don't ever say gracias para. Never. That's a faux pas. AM, PM. Por la mañana, AM. Por la noche, PM. We do it in the PM. Lo hacemos por la noche. Lo hacemos por la mañana. In place of. You show up to work and you say, I'm here for John today. Yo estoy aquí por Juan. Juan está enfermo. Estoy aquí por él. Subbing for. I'm a substitute teacher at a school. I'm here for Mrs. Jackson. Estoy aquí por la señora Jackson. For Mrs. Jackson. In other words, subbing for her. In her place. Emotion. Por Dios. You hear that expression a lot. A lot of people don't like to use that name in vain, right? Por Dios, but it means good Lord or good God, right? Por Dios. There's all sorts of things like nervous about. Estoy nervioso por el partido. I'm excited about the game. Estoy emocionado por el partido. Expressions of emotion, we use por. On what street? It's on 11th Street. Está por la calle 11. It's on Euclid. Está por la Euclid. It's on Main Street. Está por la Main. Transportation. By plane, por avión. By mail, por correo. By boat, por barco. By car. We're going to travel by car. Vamos a viajar por carro. We're going to travel by train. Vamos a viajar por tren. Along the coast, there are a lot of seashells. Por la costa, a lo largo de la costa, sure. Por la costa, hay muchas conchas del mar. Por la costa. By whom? Painted by. written by, sung by. For example, fue pintado por, it was painted by. Fue escrito por, it was written by. It was made by, fue hecho por. It was constructed by, fue construido por. By whom something was done? It was drawn by, fue dibujado por. It was drawn by. Through, we're going to take a walk through the park. Vamos a dar un paseo por el parque. Por el parque. We're going to travel through the state. Vamos a viajar por el estado. Now, to struggle for, luchar por, right? Struggle for independence would be luchar por la independencia. Fight for our rights. Luchar por nuestros derechos. Fighting for the championship. I told you about Joe Frazier. Fighting for the championship, pelear por el campeonato, right? Pelear por el título, fight for the title. Morir, he died for his country. Murió por su patria. Murió por su país. He died for his beliefs. Murió por sus creencias. She died for her family. Murió por su familia. Gritar, they're shouting for somebody. Están gritando por alguien, yo no sé, I don't know who. Gritar por. Preguntar por. They're asking for Mary. Están preguntando por María. They're asking for your dad. Están preguntando por tu papá. Cambiar, again, exchange. Cambiar is to change. Go to a car repair shop, your tire blew out and you have a warranty and you say they're going to change it out for free. Me la van a cambiar gratis. Me lo van a cambiar. They're going to change it out for a new one. La van a cambiar por una nueva. La van a cambiar por una nueva. I say la is the word for llanta, so it's feminine. La van a cambiar, they're going to swap it out for una nueva. Pagar, I paid $2,000 for that. Pagué $2,000 por eso. I'm going to pay $4,000 for a camera. Voy a pagar $4,000 por una cámara. Ay, Dios mío. Casarse por, to get married for, right? She got married for money. Se casó por el dinero. He got married for money. Se casó por el dinero. They got married for power. Se casaron por el poder. You can see there are all sorts of instances where we use por. When we get to para, our next lesson, you'll see that the list is greatly reduced. Here are some expressions. Por ahora, for the time being, for now. Por ahora, no vamos a hacer nada. For the time being, we're not going to do anything. Por cierto, that's right. Por cierto, that's right. Por amor, she did it out of love. Lo hizo por amor. Lo hizo por amor. Por lo más sagrado, for the love of God. It means the most sacred. Por lo más sagrado, for the love of God. Por el amor de Dios, por lo más sagrado, for the most sacred, for the love of God. Por el amor de Dios, por lo más sagrado, like I swear to you. Por aquí, over here. Por aquí, por allá, over there. Por allí, over there. Por aquí, over here. Right? Por aquí. Por ejemplo, for example, por ejemplo. Por lo general, generally speaking. Por lo general. So there you go. Or here are the most common ways that I'm aware of using por. Of course, there are many other expressions that have por, and you'll come across those in your language learning journey, no doubt about it. You're going to hear these verbs followed by por, and you're going to say, okay, that's going to ring a bell. We had a lesson on that. And then, of course, here, for all these reasons, we're going to use por as well. So let's try one. I'm subbing for Mrs. Jackson. Estoy aquí por la señora Jackson. I'm going to trade you my camera for your phone. Te voy a cambiar mi cámara por tu teléfono. 55 miles an hour, 55 millas por hora. For a week, por una semana. For a month, por un mes. For a long time, por mucho tiempo. Due to the weather, debido al clima, or por el clima, right? Because of, due due to the rain. Por la lluvia, no podemos jugar. We can't play. Gracias por, thanks for. There's an exchange. You get the thanks, and I get whatever it is that I'm thanking you for. AM, PM, por la mañana, por la noche. In place of, Stephen can't be here at work today. I'm here for Stephen. Estoy aquí por Esteban. We did this one. Emotion, por Dios. Estoy nervioso por el examen. I'm nervous about the test. Estoy emocionada por la boda. I'm excited, she says, for the wedding. On what street? Por esta calle, on this street. Por aquella calle, that street, on that street over there. Por la Main, on Main. Por la Brisbane, on Brisbane Street. Transportation, how are we going to travel? Por avión, by plane. Por tren, by train. Por carro, by car. Por metro, on the subway. Por metro. Por autobús. Por bicicleta. Or a pie means on foot. Along the coast. Por la costa. I like to drive along the coast. A mí me gusta manejar por la costa. I like to take pictures along the coast. A mí me gusta sacar fotos por la costa. By whom? Fue pintado por Da Vinci. Fue hecho por mamá. It was done by mom. It was written by Dickens. Fue escrito por Dickens. It was drawn by Charles Schulz. Fue dibujado por Carlos Schulz. Through. We're going to run through the park. Vamos a correr por el parque. We're going to drive through the entire city. Vamos a manejar por toda la ciudad. Okay, we've got those. To struggle for, luchar por. To fight for, pelear por. To die for, morir por. To shout for something, someone rather, gritar por. Oh, están gritando por la libertad. They're shouting for liberty. Preguntar por, to ask for. Cambiar por, to swap out something for, to switch something for, to change, to exchange something for, cambiar. Pagar por is to pay for something. Casarse por would be to get married for a specific reason. And then down here, por ahora, for the time being, for now. Por cierto, that's right, that's true. Por amor, out of love, for love. Por lo más sagrado, I swear to you, for the most sacred, for the love of God. Por lo más sagrado. Por aquí, over here. Por ejemplo, for example. And por lo general. Okay, this concludes our lesson on por. Now we know in what circumstances we use por, right? Special verbs that go with por. And of course, many, many other expressions that have por in front of them. And again, when we get to para, you'll see that the list is greatly reduced. Okay, gracias amigos. That'll do it for now. Gracias amigos. Thanks for tuning in. Nos vemos pronto. We'll see you soon. Adios.